And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Tiny canvas, look at that. Well, we were live until I realized what a great dishonor it is to. There we go. Are we live? We are live right now. Please do not move. There's some important matter to discuss with the audience here. First of all, we have a new paint here to play with. It's called Transparent Red Oxide. Every day is a new day. When you begin to realize what the new day is, every day is a new day. Once you begin to realize what the new day is, I mean, at this point, if you have a candle, you just hold it up. What was he really thinking when he was on the cross? I mean, I really, really wanted to know. You know? What was he thinking? What was he really thinking? My God, why have you forsaken me? I get that. And I say that too. My God, why have you forsaken me? I know what Slavoj Žižek would say. No, I mean I don't mean that Slavoj Žižek being on the cross. Slavoj Žižek as in like what would he say about the matter, of Christ on the cross? I mean, we all know what Slavoj Žižek would say if he was on the cross. He would be like, "That's a funny one." But I'm wondering what Christ himself said, when he was on the cross. Not necessarily other people, but specifically Christ himself. What would he say? About being on the cross on that fateful day. The man played an imbecile, but I don't think any of us really wants to believe that, do we? He was not an imbecile. That man knew what he was doing and what was happening to him. Simple messages. That's what I do. Simple messages. I see something that the intellect does not see. Every day is Christ Day. Every day is Christ Day. You meditate on the cross. Today is 27th. Okay, it's not that complicated. I will submit 3 photos of my work for this exhibition. And that's how one commences work on a triptych. As an Irishman would say, triptych. Okay, We shall continue the work on these at an opportune moment after some time has passed and thought has metabolized. Tyler Samuel. As a recent inquiry. And I just submitted some pieces to an art exhibition. Hopefully, I'll get to hear back about that sometime soon. Chaser Mamie!
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm in the belly of the beast.
Oh, where are you?
I'm in the epicenter of the Matrix.
Are you at a Nike store?
Close. I'm in Wellesley, Massachusetts. In the downtown.
Whoa.
In Starbucks. It's the safe haven for free thought.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
I haven't slept. I was walking all day, and disillusionment has begun to kick in.
What kind of disillusionment?
This world that is here is not a real world.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Of course it's not real.
This town is hideous.
Oh, that's okay, that's what you mean.
And there's billions and billions and billions of dollars of infrastructure here. It is so ugly. It is so. I walked around all day. It is the last day of summer. School starts after Labor Day for all these kids. And yes, now I'm starting to see some kids getting ice cream. Or no, not ice cream. But they're riding their bikes. But all day I've walked around and I haven't seen anybody having any fun.
Right. Yeah, I mean, right. Right.
It's a waste of life, is what it is. It's a waste of everything. It's so much opportunity and so little real love, so little real joy. And I realized that I really had to leave here and destroy myself to understand what life was in order to come back here and see that I wasn't the problem ever, even though I was treated that way. I was treated as a problem for not wanting to be in the Matrix, for wanting to think my own thoughts in a place that is designed for homogeneity, where every single car on this street is the brain.
Right. Yeah. That's literally what I was thinking about earlier today.
I feel a strange sense of beauty. What are we talking about today?
I mean, I was just talking about like how, you know, people are told that they are the problem, but they don't realize that, you know, actually if they look around, society at large is mentally ill. Like this is like none of this will stay. Like this is all fake. Like this.
Everybody looks out of place because it's impossible to look in place.
Right.
That's why people look less appealing in general. Even though, well, and then there's the people that look perfect and beautiful, and I think they are hideous.
Right.
Because in order to look that way, it means that they're spiritually dead.
Well, there's a good chance. I mean, yeah.
In this town, to drive a beautiful car and have beautiful hair and just sort of be like sort of the princess of your reality, it requires you to have no joy in your heart.
Right.
The only joy is your pumpkin spice latte. There's no the mind is not free. The heart is not free.
Right.
Or the spirit. It's one of those. it's a shame too, because the people here, they have such good intentions. If they knew where to put their love, they would put it there. But the children are dying, and I died, because I was raised to. I would have much rather have been raised, I don't know, anywhere else. And I realized that. And the irony of it is that the reason that people live here is because it is the number one place in the world to live. It's one of those sorts of places. It's like you come here because it has the maximum Zillow score.
Right.
But when I was 13, the only way that one could have fun is by getting high. So how could a place with $500 billion of resources or whatever be in such a condition that the children, the only way that they can enjoy themselves is to get high? How could that be the case? It's a failure of an entire generation.
Right. I mean, well, obviously, that. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, there's drug addiction, people getting high, people overdosing, which is already several million people every year. Right? That's several million human beings.
Right.
That if you talk to, you wouldn't.
There's a kind of getting high going on here.
What?
It's not New Mexico, where it's like everyone grew up doing meth and that's just what you do.
Right.
You do it because you discover the mysteries through it. It's the only way that you can have any sense of spirituality in a place like this.
Right. You're actually getting high to escape something.
To escape the matrix, to see parts of reality again.
Right, because it's so painful. It's so right. Because
part of the universe, because O'Neill's Jewelers and Cocoa Beef Unlimited and the lacrosse shop and Eileen Fisher are not a part of reality, right?
Right.
Nike is not a part of reality.
Yeah.
But this place is beyond Nike. It's Lululemon, right?
Right.
Which is worse. I would rather take at least the utilitarianism of Nike. But Lululemon is pure, just spiritual sodomy.
Right.
Of the soul, right? To adorn oneself in a culture of a sort of it's an homogeneity. It's a desire to.
Yeah, it's a kind of monoculture that is just reeking with destruction and some kind of disease. I mean.
By the way, I've seen 3 Lululemon bags since I said that. People walking down the street, and one of them is a male. And I realized this morning too, the more sleep deprived I got, the more crazy I got as I descended into the day. The more I realized I do have freedom of thought. I forgot about that.
Right, and now you notice how rare that actually is for you to
speech.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so rare, and I realized that we should talk more with people. We should look at people. We should try to poke fun with people and make them smile and make them question things, because status quo at this point is the death of the human race in every meaningful way. We're no longer animal and we're no longer transcendent. We become machines that drive gray cars to take your children to school to make their minds gray or make their minds pumpkin spice flavored.
Right.
Whichever,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once you really think about it, you know, like there's hundreds of millions of people that have bought into some kind of like situation where they have to escape the harsh reality because the reality is simply inhumane. Like,
It's the harsh reality of what?
right.
Of what?
I mean, it's just the harsh reality that like things like nothing like Lululemon, Nike, like it's not real. Like that's that's like hundreds of millions of people.
I don't know what to do. Like my impulse is to start yelling at people with Lululemon bags. You're like, go return that immediately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like what are you doing?
You
Right.
don't realize it. Don't buy that. You shouldn't be buying anything in the first place. It's not the time for buying. Sell. Sell everything. Move to the countryside. God damn it. But I strangely feel attached to this place right now. I feel like I should be here, even though I'm certainly not welcome here. Despite the motto of diversity, I'm certainly not the diversity that they were searching for.
Right.
But who is they? Am I looking out for the best? Whose interest am I looking out for? The people who are here now? The people who are here now, but in the future, once they've liberated themselves and found themselves in the proper context for their body and spirit? Or is it new people? Or is it nature? Is it the land calling me to liberate it from these shops? Or is it all of these things? I never heard anybody really speak when I was growing up here.
Mm.
And maybe that's, wow, it's so weird. This place is a product. Yeah, I know you don't really know much about Wells, but I'm sure you know enough for this to make sense, right?
Yeah, everything you've said so far makes sense to me. Because Wellesley is not the only place where that kind of stuff happens.
This is tough, man. It's like, do you want a Lexus or a BMW? That's your option. Do you want this color of Wellesley bumper sticker or this color of Wellesley bumper sticker? There's zero creativity. There is zero true freedom. There is zero true beauty. Yet this place, under the guise of pop culture, could be considered one of the most beautiful places. It is so. I mean, I saw a beautiful building today. It was built in 1910.
Right.
And now I saw what they're doing with this main strip here. They have some stores now that look like they're from another city. Like they look like you walk in the store and it looks like you're in San Francisco or you're in fucking, I don't know, like in the downtown of anywhere in the world. So now they're starting to do that here as well, and it's like it's really hurting my brain. Like they have like the Faraday or whatever at a clothing store. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anything at this point is bad. Anything that's not culture. Because consumption is what causes this. It's the idea that by acquiring anything other than wisdom, you will be happy, which is wrong.
Right.
And I think about my father who left his company that he owned to start a company. His reason for leaving his company and moving here was to start a company.
Right.
And which he already did before. And that company was probably going to last forever. This one he started with his cousin lasted 5 years, and then they went under. It was a total greed play. And I realized that my parents are the bozos that moved here. My parents are just like all the other stupid people that come here and destroy their children's lives by turning them into faceless people.
Right.
Wow. It's just like, it's so, what's required is such like virile hatred of what's going on. And all my life, that's been suppressed, right? All of my hatred for this place, I have been told that I am a problem person for feeling this way. And it's just so, I've seen so many places now, it's just so obvious to me that this place is sad and it needs revolution, but unfortunately it is not, it's impossible to revolt here. I mean, I'm going to do my best if I stay here. I mean, I think it's really easy, or all you have to do is talk to people because everybody knows this already. It's already inside of them. Nobody wants to. You know what I realized? I saw the moms walking around and having their chit chats while they go on their morning walks. I realized that none of them want to be having the conversations that they're having. Right?
Right.
You know, nobody wants to be telling their mom friends. They're pretending to be suburban moms. They're LARPing. But they're so deep in the LARP that they've forgotten that it's a LARP. Yeah, there needs to be some fire, some creativity, some chaos, some rawness. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go and get my guitar, I think, tonight, and just start playing on the street. Even though this is not the sort of place where you do that.
But it's exactly the kind of place that needs to have that.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna play some music for these people. And
Right.
see how they respond. And they don't need to say anything for me to see. I just need to feel what it feels like. And that'll tell me, you know, where the problem is. If it's the infrastructure, if it's the people, if it's the mindset, if it's the political ideology, if it's the fashion, if it's the music, the existing music culture, you know, that could be a sort of what do you call it? An entanglement of thorns and roots, a sort of, you know, a dead and repetitive musical culture could entrap a society in a way of thinking as well. Or just all rolls into one. I don't know. I'm going to go outside and keep walking while we talk.
I have to go. Yeah, I have to go, but
thanks. I at least had to blow off some steam.
No, yeah, that's good.
Today right now about this.
Right. All right. We'll talk soon, Chase.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, of course. All right. Bye.
Bye.